How do I love like Jesus when I strongly disagree? Jesus said something that's really shocking, and I bet you have heard it before. He said to love your enemies. And if you're honest, that sounds good until you actually have to do it. Because when someone strongly disagrees with you or challenges you or even hurts you, you don't feel much like giving love. You feel like gearing up for battle. And in these types of situations, it's easy to stop seeing someone as a person and start treating them like an opponent. So what does love actually look like in times when we strongly disagree? We live in a world full of conflict. It's everywhere you look. Social media, politics, even within your close circle of friends and family members, people are divided. And many of us have very strong opinions, and our emotions are connected to those opinions. So when someone disagrees with you, it can feel like you're enemies. So what does love actually look like in times of strong disagreement if we are truly trying to be followers of Jesus? Let's look closer at what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. He says, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." That's not a suggestion. That's what the Bible calls a command. And this command is foundational to what it means to follow Christ. Loving people who agree with us is easy. Loving people who frustrate us or disagree with us or even hurt us, that's where our faith is truly tested. And Jesus didn't just command this of his followers, he lived it. He showed them how to do it. In Luke chapter 23, verse 34, while Jesus was hanging on the cross, he said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." In that moment, Jesus chose to love the very people who were mocking him, beating him, and crucifying him. If that's how Jesus responded to his enemies, what does that say about how we should respond to ours? That should change how a Christian approaches disagreement. It means we don't treat people as enemies and we don't insult or dismiss others just because we don't see eye to eye. In Luke 10, verses 25 through 37, Jesus tells the story of the Good Samaritan. And the hero of that story is someone the audience of that time would have strongly disagreed with. It was someone they would have viewed as an outsider. And yet that's the person Jesus points to as the example of true love. Why? Because love isn't about being right. It's about how you treat people. Now that doesn't mean truth doesn't matter. It absolutely does. But there's a difference between standing for truth and simply trying to win every argument. Sometimes we focus so much on winning that we stop listening. And when we stop listening, we stop loving. And if we aren't loving, we don't look like Jesus. Following Jesus means we care more about people than proving a point. We listen. We show patience. We ask questions instead of making assumptions, and we seek to understand before we try to be understood. That's how we respond to these situations, with grace, even when it's difficult, just like Jesus. So what does love look like when you strongly disagree? It looks like choosing to see people the way God sees them and refusing to treat them as enemies. It looks like speaking truth, but doing it with humility, patience, and care. And we have the perfect example of Christ to show us that even in the most extreme circumstances, we can choose love. Because at the end of the day, people may forget what you argued about, but they will never forget how you treated them. For Know Your Bible, I'm Jeff Martin. And stick around for our next video to learn how to love like Jesus without approving of others' actions. If you found this content helpful, be sure to subscribe to see other videos with similar biblical advice. To learn more about the Bible or get your questions answered, visit us at knowyourbible.com.